Hi, welcome to another video. Now you may recall that 35mm photography isn't really my bag. I've done a few videos and I subsequently bought off eBay for something like £18 this Nikon F60 which didn't come with a lens, and so I had to use my DX lens to work the images off my DSLR. But of course, autofocus was disabled because the DX didn't register it. So I thought, what's the next step? I need to get a lens that fits the F60. So again, I went on eBay. I think I paid about 25 quid for this. So it's kind of identical camera, but in black. But the reason I bought this is because it came with a lens that fits the F60. In particular, it's a 35, whether it picks it up, 35 to 80mm zoom lens. I thought, great. So then, put the batteries in, powered it up, nothing happened. But the reason I bought this was because of the lens, and I thought I can use the lens on the working F60. So it's off with the DX lens and on with the appropriate lens, shall we call it? Autofocus, 35mm. It's actually got a little ring as well to adjust the aperture, although I have got, the same settings as the DSLR, so I'm familiar with this. So I thought, okay, bite the bullet, let's go and do another 35mm photography video. I'm not going to call it a challenge, because I know how to do photography. It's not a challenge. So I've got myself a Kodak Gold 200 ISO 24 exposure film. I don't think I'm going to bore you with the... Here I am, loading this film into this camera. But the objective of this video is to try out the Nikon F60 using the appropriate lens. See if it makes any difference, because I think I was getting vignetting with this one and it was not particularly clear because I was relying on manual focus and my eyesight. It looks focused when you're looking through, You think, this is great, I can see. And then you take the picture and it's not focused at all. What I'll do, I'll go out, I'll take pictures. Obviously I've got to get the film developed, but I'm not going to do an end part of this video where I sit and say, oh look, here's this picture, this picture. I'll obviously get a digital CD with the processed film and I will overlay the images as I take them. Now I've got 24 exposures. As we know, we go out with a digital camera and we can come home with 100 pictures, 150 pictures, because we go click, 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 click. Oh, I don't like that one, adjust this. Click, 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 click. Oh, that's no good, click, click. And out of those 9, 10 clicks, one image was good. You're very much restricted to getting it right the first time. Yeah, let's get out there and see what happens. Oh yeah, did I say I'll overlay each of the images as I take them, which will be processed later on, but for the sake of the video, you want to see it straight away, don't you? I thought I had cocked it up. Two things. First of all, the film I've chosen is a Kodak Gold. Now, I used that in my previous shoot, and I wasn't particularly happy with the outcome, so I may well have fallen prey of the same thing. The second thing is I got the new batteries, and as I turned it on, I get this error. It says FEE. I thought, oh no, I can't press the shutter. I've got FEE, what is that? Google to the rescue. Turns out that because I showed you earlier that I've got the aperture ring on here, because it's an autofocus AF lens, I can control the aperture using the dials. And what I have to do is set it to its tiniest aperture, f22, and lock that aperture in. And then when I fire it up, my f-stop shows. So it's all good. I'm going to keep it locked on f22 for the ring. It's got a little nifty ring there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the GoPro on top using the hot shoe fix. And the reason is I can't give you live view, can I? So you're going to have to take my word for it that I'm taking a particular shot. But I thought, well, you know what? I could just say, you know, flick this on when I'm pointing, because that's the shot I'm going to take. Now finally, before I kick off, because of the FEE error, I wasn't sure if I actually had got the film in properly. I thought that was the error. So I opened and closed the door when it said it was on shot 1. So maybe shot 1 won't work, but it's still on shot 1, and I'm going to take a shot. And when I take a shot, it may well be the tester. So we're at the harbour, and I think it's just a case of seeing if there's anything worth taking a picture as I walk along through the harbour and then beyond the oyster farms to the Old Neptune pub. And hey, 35mm camera at the ready. Let's see what we can find. Before I get to the other side, look at that. Isn't that a lovely scene? With the water shining on and the blue sky and the blue boats. There's so much to see. The viewfinder in this is, to me, far superior than my my digital Nikon entry level. I'm in love with the picture. It's almost like I could see it anyway. Right, I'm going to go on, I want to say f11 because everything's in focus, but kind of just want to get the blue boats in. So I've got f11, it's giving me 1/80th of a second. One shot. Nice. So coming around the other side here, I wasn't sure if that makes for a good composition because it's just so cluttered. We've got all the boats and everything. I'm glad I took the shot over there. But this is interesting, like a tying up thing, maybe with the boat in the background. So with only 24 exposures, have to be selective, but equally, what the hell, just take the shot. Now the sun's gone. I've got a cloud. I had sun on it a second ago. Still a nice shot with the rope and everything, and some fishing boats in the background. I'm going to take one. I think what I'll do is close down the f-stop so that I get a blurred background. Yeah, that's nice. How far back do I need to come? A bit further back, and here comes the sun, and I don't want my shadow in it. My shadow is in it, so I need to come back a bit. My shadow's in the shot. Get out of the shot. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll hide down here behind this. Put this one in the foreground. F4 200th of a second. It's exciting times. If I was doing that on a digital camera, I'd be taking all sorts of pictures, but you only get one shot with a film. Right, let's go down here. Now that might make a nice shot because that's indicative of Whitstable, isn't it, with the fishing and the oysters. It's just a case of waiting for a moment till all the people are out of the way, but then capture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these things with all the black. Let's do it. I think if I can give you the live view first of all. It's obviously on the GoPro, I'm not zooming in, but maybe what I'll do is zoom it in on the GoPro video at 35mm so that you can see what I'm looking at. So I need to get my f-stop up to f11, maybe even f16, just to capture. I need to come back a little bit. 35mm, as wide, 35mm on a 35mm, how about that? Stop yabbering, just take the picture. f16, 45th of a second. Capturing Whitstable. Sometimes you just see a shot, single woman standing there. Let's get the shot before she turns. f16 at an 80th of a second. She's looking out. I think what I want is for the images to be the best that they can be, and because I can only take one shot of a scene and not know if it's going to come out right, I really just want the light to be right. So I've spied the oyster farms some nice leading lines going down between each of the structures, but the sun is behind the cloud. So I'm just going to wait for a moment. There's going to be one slight gap before the big body of cloud comes. So I'm getting a nice wash of the light. Look at that. And it's a question of, do I come right in? Do I include the sun? Oh, it's looking lovely in the viewfinder. The oyster farms of Whitstable with the groins in the foreground. 35mm f/16, 125th of a second. That'll do.
Get a picture.
I'd love to, but I'm on a film and I've only got 24 exposures and I'm doing a vlog on film, so I don't. Well, you know what? Sod it, yes. You'll be forever put on YouTube for eternity.
Yeah.
Hey? It's on Tudor Smith Photography. Look at that, fabulous. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fatima.
So technically I think I'm going to head to the Old Neptune, which is the pub in the background there. See if I can get something of it in a good light, because we've got the cloud now. And that might clear by the time I get to Herne Bay. So what do you think? It looks glorious, especially with the sky behind. It's finding the right aspect for it though. Closer I get, the less interesting it becomes. Although the clouds make for a really fascinating sky. I don't know if I move down here. Look at those oyster farms. Looks amazing. I just had an idea. I think this perspective from down here, looking up at the pub with the sky, we lose the cars and everything in the background. I do like the fact that I can put the GoPro on and give you a semi-live view. Some nice clouds. Still in aperture priority. I think we can reduce that now to, I don't know. Tell you what, the shutter speed, because it already knows the ISO, just at f8 is saying 500th of a second. That's so fast. That's nice. Right, I'm going to get on my knees. Hopefully the camera will follow me. Are you face tracking? Now it's face tracking. Because when I get on my knees you can see me down here. The Neptune 35, where am I? It's probably about 40mm, f8 to 150th of a second. Some guy's closing the door, a couple of people at the pub. I think that's a nice shot. Come in a little. I'm liking this scene. The yellow house, Birdie's restaurant with the red front. If I can clip it just the right way, then I get the oldie worldy buildings without the cars and the people. Let's see what I can do. So I think I can do f11 on this, just to get the right width. Okay. Oh good, the Mercedes is going. That just leaves me the buildings then. So I can come out into the road. Ah, Old Whitstable, very nice. Looked at the back of my SLR camera to see what the image looked like, and it didn't look like anything because there's no picture to see. Okay, I've actually taken 9 images, 8 of which might work because I remember the first one. Whoops. I've got 1 minute 32 seconds left on the car park, so I'm going to quit Whitstable. We're going to head for Herne Bay, see if I can use up the rest of the film. Ah, the world famous Herne Bay with its iconic beach huts which span right across towards the town centre and the pier. I think I might get something good out of this. I might not even use the remaining film that I have, but I'm going to walk down the promenade here till I get to the pier. There's a helter-skelter on the pier, there's the clock tower. There could be some activities going on at the fun fair. Okay, this is going to be my first shot. I'm going to take a shot of the pier, bathed in the light, because I like the way the light is actually shimmering on the water. Look at those colours, that's amazing. I can see why my friend Mark comes down here and takes lots of pictures. Nice. F16 60th of a second. We know it's ISO 200, right?
Yeah, I'd probably go more Hampton.
That's that way,
oh,
isn't it?
sorry. Yeah, that way, yeah.
Yes, that's a good price. Thank you. You've got it.
Yeah,
It's right on the edge, isn't it? And you've got the light pier thing that
Yeah.
goes out.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Excellent.
be worth
That's
it.
a lot.
Thank you.
Alright. Yeah.
Don't we all love photography? Everyone's joining in. Thomas Heaton doesn't get this when he's doing landscapes, I can assure you. You won't talk to anybody. Just talk to people, you know. I thought I would try. I'm going to do a landscape here. The sun isn't setting yet, but it looks like a lovely... I love the colours, but can I get a good shot? I'm in no control of ISO, it's 200. I want to open the aperture so that I can get the foreground illuminated, but I can't even do bracketing. I probably could. I could take 2 shots. Oh, now the sun's gone. Coming back. Let's take a shot anyway. My only portrait image. I am going to walk down there, I promise you. Let's do that. Now we do know that photography is all about perspective. And I'm actually taking a moment to consider the perspective because I've got the pier, there's all these pools of water and the reflections, I'm on the wrong side of the groin, you can see the reflections of the tent top in the water, the reflection of the Helter Skelter, so I need to be the other side of this groin. Sun is just trying to creep out from the clouds. It's typical of me to get a sunset with the clouds. It's always the way. However, if I can just get it with a bit of sunshine glimmering on the edge of the pier there, with the Helter Skelter bathed in light and the reflections in the water. Lovely. Very quiet, there's nobody here. No one around. Except those that want to talk to me about photography. I love photography. Oh, it's such a good thing to do. You know it's true, right? I have a feeling I'm not going to use all my film up, so I'm going to take another shot of the sun as it stands. Because it's looking rather nice. I've got the sun, then the first reflection, then the second reflection there, then the third reflection, and even the fourth next to the stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reflections of sun. Let's see if I can get that all in. It's looking lovely. Quick, before the cloud comes. F8 500 of a second. ISO 200, right? I thought it would be hard to try and get a restriction of 24 images. I'm only on 13. I've taken 12. I'm on my 13th image. It's just not working. But the sun's coming out now, so I can focus on that. Okay, I've got the sun and I've got bird poo. Did I get bird poo on my GoPro? I have to rub that up against it. Now that's looking lovely. Very moody sky. I'm at 35 mil. Because I want to capture the sky. Now if I come in, oh that's nice. Taking it in at about 60 mil with the sun reflecting on the Helter Skelter. Making sure it's in focus. It's very sensitive focus. F8, 16th of a second. I still want to look at the back to make sure I've got it in frame. Kane's Amusements, Family Fun, and the Pier Arcade. I think I can get a shot out of this, you know. There's not a lot of people here, but I like the lights and the ice cream. It has an essence of old England, and I'm thinking the 50s and 60s when I was a kid. And this was all the rage, you know, from the end of the war, where people were entitled to weekends off and a week's holiday a year. Billy Butlins opened his camps to, you know, make the most of that, get people to spend their money. This was what it was. It was all amusement. So Pier Arcade, we've got some individuals. Am I filming that? Yes I am. keep looking at the back of the camera to see if I've got the shot. Okay, I think this is as far as I'm going to walk, because there is the clock tower down the end, but there's nothing really interesting. But this, the pier, I like the fact that it's got that 1940s, 30s sign, Herne Bay Pier. The old, what is that, 20s, what do they call that? Art Deco, that's what they call it. It looks like it's Art Deco. So with the Art Deco entrance, the Herne Bay Pier sign, all the way down, all lit up by the sun, and all this old archaic structure. And with that sky, I'm obviously going to have to stand down here though, because I don't want that in the shot. But again, it's all about perspective. If I stand the other side of this tarpaulin, will I lose the feeling? Would you look at that sky now? The cloud keeps coming, obscuring the sun. I don't get it. I've got to be further away. I've got to be further away, otherwise I can't. Maybe I should stand up here. What do you think? Yes. Bear with me. You think I'd do this properly, right? I was trying to climb over the three. I might as well just do it like this. Oh, droppage. People are looking at me as if I'm crazy. They could be right. They might be onto something. With the GoPro pretending to be the live view, you can see, what a shot, eh? With that moody sky, the way the sun is actually casting its hues on the cloud. I don't like the line, the leading line. I should like it because we're into leading lines at the moment on the Facebook group, Photo Creative. Okay. Follow me. The further I go back, that's it. I can get it all in now. Herne Bay Pier with the, what did I call it? I keep forgetting the name. I can't even see if I'm on screen. 1920s. What's it called? That retro thing. Oh, drat. I didn't want to take the shot. You carry on.
I'm just going to stand and watch that.
Do you mind if I keep you in the image?
Yeah.
No, I'll have you in the image, just staring out.
That's fine, yeah.
Because it looks to me then as if I've got an individual who's contemplating something. Oh, that's perfect. Thanks very much. I'll let you carry on contemplating. Well, I don't know what's happened, but it's wound itself on. I think that could be the end of my photography. Did I only take 12 images? I thought I took 24. Maybe the counter's wrong. So, hey, I think I am going to get these developed. I will have shown them, because of the processing of the video, on screen as I took the images. But I want to give you my assessment of the what do we call it? Not processing. It is processing, isn't it? I'm going to take it to Canterbury Cameras. They're going to process it. They'll give it to me on CD. So it's back to the office for an assessment. So, a couple of days later, I've got the film back. I'm not going to show you the images. I said I wouldn't, but it came with the CD. And I've got my, what do you call it? Negatives. And I got the prints as well. So, yeah, they're decent enough quality. The only thing that I'm not sure of is why it unwound after 13 shots. It's kind of, with digital, everything just seems to work perfectly. However, I'm happy with the lens. The lens obviously fits the f/60. So, we've got a working bit of kit. I think perhaps the issue was when I was loading the film and I had the FEE error, I wasn't sure if this was actually taking the film, and I opened the door, didn't I? So it probably did something to it. So it requires another session, this time without playing around. I might actually use it with some black and white film and do some black and white photography. But nonetheless, you know what it was? It was being outdoors. It was having the fun. It was being in the location. And I never know what I'm going to photograph sometimes, you know, when I do a session like that and I'm just out and away we go. But all in all, not a bad little exercise. So thanks for tagging along if you got that far, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.